All right, then. Hello again. Welcome back. And today we are going to talk about Sudarshan Chakra, which is one of the most iconic weapons, and it is wielded by the Mahavishnu. Vishnu is known to have multiple weapons, but the most iconic of the weapons that Vishnu possesses is the Sudarshan Chakra. And the way it is depicted is a magical disc that appears over his index finger. It is extremely agile, it is very precise, and it is known to work with Vishnu's will. Vishnu simply lets this disc go with the intention and it does the job. The aspect of precision is not overtly stated in the Hindu scriptures, but there are a couple of instances which kind of highlight it in a big way. One of the most important of those instances is when Shiva is lamenting. This happens when Sati, his wife, emulates herself because her father is being disrespectful towards her husband. Shiva is inconsolable. He comes and he destroys Daksha's yagna, and even after taking his revenge, he is in this state of, it's like he's drowning in his own sorrow. He holds on to Sati's body and he's just traversing the universe and he's just inconsolable. His sorrow is drowning the entire universe. So all the gods go to Vishnu and they say that, he needs to get rid of his sorrow some way or the other. And Vishnu realizes that unless and until he's holding on to Sati's body, uh, he will continue to remain in this sorrowful state. So he lets his Sudarshan Chakra go towards Shiva. When Vishnu releases the Sudarshan Chakra towards Shiva, it's not aimed at Shiva, it is aimed at the remains of Sati. And what the Sudarshan Chakra does is it cuts Sati's body, it cuts her remains in 51 parts, and these parts fall down on various places of earth and they are known as the Shakti Pithas. When Shiva is holding on to Ma Sati's remains, the Sudarshan Chakra does the job of slicing through the remains without harming Shiva in any way. Another aspect of this precision comes when we see the story of Madhu and Kaitab. And if you have not seen the earlier episode, please go have a look at it. What happens in that story is Vishnu becomes enormous and picks up either of these two demons, puts them on his thigh, and slices them. At that point, also, the Sudarshan doesn't harm Vishnu in any way. And this is a very important aspect when examining the esoteric perspective of the Sudarshan Chakra. We must also understand how Vishnu receives the Sudarshan Chakra, or for that matter, how Krishna receives the Sudarshan Chakra. In the Linga Puran, Sudarshan Chakra is a gift to Vishnu from Shiva. This happens when he is worshipping Shiva with 1,000 lotuses. Vishnu sits down with all his ingredients. He falls one lotus short. It is Shiva who has hidden that one lotus away. But at that point, Vishnu, he remembers that he is called Kamala Nayana, which is lotus-eyed one. He removes one of his eyes and offers that instead of the lotus to Shiva. Shiva is extremely pleased and he restores his sight, of course, and gifts him the Sudarshan Chakra. Now, in the Mahabharata, when Krishna and Arjun are sitting under a tree, a Brahmin appears and he is begging for food. But the request of this Brahmin is slightly different. He wants to devour the forest, and this forest is called the Khandav Prastha. So the Khandav is this dense forest, and Agni wants to devour that because he has been prescribed to eat it by Brahma, because he has eaten a lot at some king's yagna, and only by now consuming this forest, which is again full of herbs and but also full of horrid creatures, will Agni's digestion be solved. But Agni has a predicament. Indra's very good friend, the serpent king Takshaka, lives in this forest. Every time Agni has tried to consume this forest, Indra has brought down incessant rains and stopped the fire from spreading. So Agni wants Arjun and Krishna's help to sort of counter Indra's rain. Krishna sees this as an opportunity, and he tells Agni Dev that yes, we will be very happy to aid you. However, we do not have weapons to counter the king of gods. And if you wish for us to stop him in any ways, we will need weapons that are worthy of at least standing up to him. At that point, Agni calls his good friend Varun, who is the god of the ocean, who is the god of the waters, who is also like a treasurer. So Varun has all these weapons. Agni takes those weapons from Varun and gives Arjun this magical bow called the Gandiva Dhanusha and two quivers which are filled with arrows that will basically, they're inexhaustible. So two inexhaustible quivers along with a chariot, and he gives Krishna the Sudarshan Chakra and the Komodaki, which is, he gives all the weapons of Vishnu to Krishna. Now that they have the weapons, they start to circle around the forest where Krishna takes the reins of the chariot. Arjun is the archer, the warrior, and Agni starts to consume the forest. Indra comes to know, Indra brings down his rain. But instead of fighting Indra, what Arjun does is Arjun creates this umbrella with his arrows. So, and it's the umbrella that covers the entire forest. The umbrella is so good that not a single drop of rain comes through. And what Krishna does is he's circling around the forest, but he's also slaying the creatures who try to exit. And one of the creatures, one of the people that is trying to exit is Mayasur. And Mayasur comes with a plea to Krishna. He comes raising his arms, and he ends up then making the sabha. And he also helps in making Indraprasth. Let's dive deeper into the esoteric understanding of what the Sudarshan Chakra means on a spiritual level. One of the things that is important to keep in mind that it is not an original possession of Vishnu. It is something that Vishnu acquires or Krishna acquires. Vishnu acquires it from Shiva and Krishna acquires it from Agni. If you see the name Sudarshan, is Su means auspicious and Darshan means sight in one sense, but it has a more layered meaning to it. It is like theophany, where you see the divine. There is this saying that Bhagwan ke darshan hote hain. So basically, seeing the divine is also darshan. It means vision, it means outlook, and it also, in a way, in a spiritual way, means experience. Chakra traditionally means wheel or a circle. But in this context, it is seen the way it is depicted that it's not static wheel, it's a spinning wheel. It's always depicted to be in motion, is something to have a tremendous spin velocity. In a way, you can call it the vortex. So, in a sense, Sudarshan Chakra means a positive vision vortex. And this positive vision vortex is the most identifiable weapon of Vishnu, who is consciousness. These days, the term vortex has become quite a common speak because of modern mystics. Let us examine the way in which Vishnu receives this weapon from Shiva. Vishnu, consciousness, is attempting to connect to Shiva, the subconscious mind, and he falls short of one offering. So, what Vishnu does is he removes his own eye, calling himself the Kamala Nayana. Here, the offering of the eye from Vishnu denotes the withdrawal of consciousness from the world of duality. And that pleases Shiva. When Vishnu withdraws from duality, Shiva, the subconscious, is pleased and he gives him the gift of the Sudarshan Chakra. Now, when Krishna receives the Sudarshan Chakra from Agni Dev, a very different theme is touched upon in the Mahabharata, because here Arjun signifies action, but the main focal point of this story is Indra. Indra, in this case, is the principal antagonist. He is the one who's stopping Agni from consuming this forest. And Indra means Indriyas. Indriyas. So the 11 Indriyas defined in the Hindu scriptures are the five Jnana Indriyas and five Karma Indriyas. The five Jnana Indriyas are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. And the five Karma Indriyas are speech, hands, feet, reproductive organs, and anus. The 11th Indriya is the Manas, the mind, because it is the mind that it takes the sensory inputs provided by the 10 Indriyas and processes them together. So the mind becomes the 11th Indriya. Agni, in this particular narrative, denotes the four fires that are within us, within our body. There is the purifying fire, there's Jathar Agni, which is the digestive fire, and there's the Chitta Agni and Sarva Agni. The jungle teeming with the deadly creatures represents the web of negative thoughts, the toxic habits, unresolved emotions that infest our being. Here, Agni's desire to consume the forest is the soul's yearning to burn the impurities that have been collected over a period of time. But every time this purifying fire begins its work, Indriyas, our own senses, intervene. Like thunderous rain, they pour forth a flood of chemicals. There is dopamine, cortisol, other neurotransmitters. They distract our mind with cravings, attachments, and such. It's basically a chemical deluge that we as the body faces when we try to purify it. And what happens is this chemical deluge quenches the purifying fire that is trying to clean the body mind complex. So, in this aspect, Indra versus Agni can be equated to the struggle for self discipline. Krishna doesn't engage with Indra in any way, nor does Arjun. Krishna simply guides the chariot in the right direction, and Arjun stops the deluge by constructing the umbrella of arrows. And Krishna slays the creatures that try to escape the jungle. The subtextual implications of this showcases how just the consciousness, just the intent isn't isn't enough to overcome this flood of chemicals that our indriyas are going to counter our cleansing efforts with. It is the role of taking action, and in this sense, Arjun becomes that representation of action. Summing it up, the Sudarshan Chakra is no mere weapon of destruction. It is a vortex of divine will. And this is just a minor introduction to the concept of the Sudarshan Chakra. We will explore the details of this weapon being in action when we go to the subsequent stories about Vishnu and Krishna, and there are plenty of them to cover. So yes, please stay tuned for those. This vlog merely scratches the surface of the esoteric implications of the Hindu scriptures. I have written a book about this. It's called SWARAUM, Cosmic Insights from the Indic Scriptures. So keep a lookout for that. It will be out soon. If it is, by the time this video comes out, the link will be in the description. If this sat with you well, let it keep unfolding. Please do share, subscribe, like, comment, anything that helps spread this video. And I will see you in the future very soon. Thank you very much. Namaste.